Hey guys, so today I'm bringing you just a quick wedding video on my tips and suggestions on choosing your wedding day vendors. I had actually gotten a few requests to do this video in the past and I decided not to do a video about it just because I feel like I didn't have enough information or enough to say about the topic to warrant an entire video. Basically just do your research, check references, and then go with your gut feeling on who you should and shouldn't work with. But I also understand that as you start your wedding plans, a lot of people might tell you make sure that you click with your wedding vendors on a personal level as well as a professional level, just because you're going to be working with those people quite a bit, and that can sometimes get confusing. Well, I really like this person a lot and I get along with them, but I like this person's work just a little bit more. You know, what direction should I go in? So I kind of wanted to just offer my opinions on that and hopefully guide you along the way when it comes to making these decisions. So the first thing I will say is that I do agree and disagree with that statement as far as getting along with your vendors on a personal level as well as professional, and here's why. There are certain vendors that you're going to be spending a lot more time with on the planning process as well as on the actual wedding day. So with those particular vendors, you are going to want to make sure that you do click with them on a personal level, that your personalities really jive and that you get along really well and you feel really comfortable with that person. Those wedding vendors will include your photographer, your videographer, your DJ, as well as your wedding day coordinator or your entire wedding planner. Just because on the wedding day you will be working very closely with these people, especially your videographer and photographer. You're going to want to be able to feel comfortable with those people if you're in front of the camera all day. And the last thing you want is to not feel comfortable with those people in front of the camera, especially, or just in their presence, because it's going to show in your photos and it could just add a little bit of extra stress on your wedding day, which is entirely not needed at all. The DJ also, you're going to want to make sure that you guys get along really well as far as personality, because he's going to reflect his personality into the wedding day as well, specifically obviously the wedding reception. So you're going to want to make sure that he really understands your personality as far as your taste in music and how you want your reception to be presented. And if you don't have a wedding day coordinator, you will likely be working with him just a little bit on your wedding day just to make sure that the flow of the evening goes really well. As far as your wedding day planner, if you do hire someone to plan your entire wedding, obviously you need to make sure that you get along with them on a personal level just because you're going to be working with them so closely for up to a year or so. So that's really important. As far as when my clients hire me, when they do interview me and they go on a consultation with me, I really do think that they, in the end, they hire me because they really get along with me and they really like my personality. Obviously, people interview a couple different planners or coordinators or any vendor really, and when it comes down to it, sometimes it could just be a personality thing. So that is one important thing to keep in mind. There is one vendor that kind of falls into a gray area, and that is your venue coordinator or your catering manager, the person that will basically be running the show during your reception on the wedding day. And by running the show, I mean orchestrating all the food service and the beverage service and stuff like that. So this person, I don't want to say will make or break your decision to hire them, because if you've already hired a wedding planner or coordinator, they're the ones that will be dealing directly with them. I will say that sometimes I do work with venue coordinators that are not necessarily on top of their game. That's not a blanket statement at all. I'm just saying that it has happened and it does cause brides and grooms a little bit of extra stress if they've only hired me for day of coordination and not necessarily full planning. Do I think that you should not hire your dream venue because the coordinator is slightly difficult to work with? Not necessarily. If you do foresee it being a huge problem though, that might be something to consider. Overall though, I think a personality match isn't exactly necessary for your venue coordinator or even your catering manager. As long as you think they can get the job done in the end, that's the most important thing. But like I said, if you foresee it being a huge problem, might be something to kind of weigh the pros and cons of. As far as your vendors that you won't really be working closely with on the wedding day, I often get this question from brides. They might say, well, I have a cake baker that really understands my perspective and her portfolio is great and her cakes taste wonderful, but I don't necessarily love her personality. Is it going to be detrimental for me to actually hire her for my wedding day? And the answer is no. Mostly because as long as she understands your vision and she delivers on the final end product, you're not even going to see your cake baker on the wedding day most likely. The same goes with your florist, like rental companies, stuff like that. Those are the people that as long as they get the job done in the end, you don't really have to worry about a personality situation. So that's all I have to say about that. Like I said, it was just a quick video on my tips and suggestions for hiring your wedding day vendors. I hope that you guys found this useful. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please let me know, because as you know, I've been kind of hurting for ideas over here. So that's it. I hope that you guys are having a lovely week and I'll see you back here soon. Bye!